almost wish that I'd been born stupid. I would love nothing more than to shed the sharp titles of words like brainiac, teacher's pet, and class nerd, and instead slip into the nice, comforting blanket of words like average, normal, and just like everyone else. You see, the thing about being an educated teen is that we are smart enough to see the shit the world throws at us, and yet we have absolutely no power to do anything but sit there and drown in the lasting mistakes of the generations that precede us. Very, very few people understand that their future comfort lies within the minds of today's youth. These few people believe that the best way to unlock youth intelligence is to herd children like cattle into dark concrete buildings and force useless material into our heads day after day until we can recite it like robots. These people don't view us as human beings so much as they think of us as dysfunctional machines that will only work the way they want us to work when we're force-fed irrelevant content for years on end. You know, I'm supposed to be an intelligent kid, right? But I didn't know that you can't put tinfoil in the microwave until I was 13 and I almost melted my kitchen. I didn't know how to address a letter properly until I was in the 6th grade. Kids just like us all over the world are putting themselves at serious health risks because never once have we heard the word safe sex uttered in a classroom. I could not, for the life of me, tell you how to make a resume, how to change a tire, how to pay taxes, or how to apply for loans, so go ahead and tell me that our faulty education system is genuinely beneficial to the future leaders of this world. Adults like to tell me that high school is going to be the easiest part of my life, yet on their days off, they can find their kids sobbing on the floor, surrounded by unfinished essays and crippling self-doubt. Most adults, they're all the same, trying to push us into the shoes they failed to fill as teenagers. They're tying rocks to our backs and expecting us to learn how to swim. The most influential people in our lives are too busy trying to make it to PTA meetings and trying to beat state testing records to realize that what they're doing isn't helping us. Most adults are succeeding in doing nothing more than creating high-strung teenagers who are practically made to rebel. Tell me, how exactly am I supposed to be enjoying my teenage years when every minute of every day is supposed to be spent working towards my future? When I'm working, I'm told I'm pushing myself too hard, and when I'm relaxing, I'm told I'm not working hard enough. What's it going to be like when my future becomes my present? What's it going to be like when I realize I've spent my entire childhood working to be the best when being the best means nothing? You're told from the very beginning that you have to get the best grades to get the best degree, from the best college to get the best job, and to live the best life. What you're not told is that if you end up with anything less than a 4-year degree from an Ivy League school, you might as well be disowned. You're not told told that your success in life will not be measured by your happiness, but instead by your ability to stay out of crippling college debt. You're not told that God forbid you pursue something you actually enjoy. Young people have to choose between pursuing what they love and making enough money to survive. How has our world become so twisted and corrupted that the brightest minds of our generation have been forced into tiny boxes made of standardized testing and worthless stamps of adult approval? Students are restricted until they are nothing more than test scores and percentiles. The restraints put on the minds of our youth is teaching us nothing except how to hate being educated. Why is it that our worth as a person is gauged by our ability to identify the symbolism in Lord of the Flies, or by how quickly we can solve quadratic formulas, or by how well we're able to memorize the words to the preamble of the Constitution? People have failed to realize that intelligence is not black and white. Intelligence is a spectrum filled with beautiful people who have beautiful minds, who don't know what they're worth because we've grown up in a world where nothing is ever good enough. You know what I'm going to do when I grow up? I'm going to die. And I sure as hell hope that by the time I get there, I am more than the teacher's pet I have been trained to be. I don't want my identity to be defined by how well I did in high school. I hope that in my life there's a time when young people no longer have to stand up and say the same things that I have to say. I almost wish I'd been born stupid, just naive enough to believe the lies that are forced down my throat. Be yourself and people will like you. High school is easy. It's okay to relax for tonight. Your grades are good enough. Your work is good enough. You are good enough.